Brought to you by the Asombro Institute for Science Education. Welcome to the Desert Data Jam. The Asombro Institute for Science Education will be visiting your classes over the next several weeks to work on this fun project. You'll not only be completing an assignment for your class, but you'll also be submitting your project to a competition where you can win cash prizes. In the Data Jam, you'll be exploring data collected by scientists at the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Jornada Experimental Range in Las Cruces. For more than 100 years, scientists at the Jornada have been studying desert plants, animals, soil, and water, making it one of the most well-studied desert ecosystems on the planet. People come here from all over the world to better understand deserts. The desert presents challenges to plants, wild animals, and humans. Animals and plants have adapted to survive in our hot, dry climate where decomposition happens slowly and high winds create dust storms. Humans have worked hard to raise cattle and crops with limited natural resources. Over the last century, scientists at the Jornada have monitored the desert and recorded changes from desert grasslands to desert shrublands. In the Data Jam, you'll analyze data collected by Jornada scientists and others. Your job is to make a creative project that communicates the data collected by scientists at the Jornada to non-scientists. Here's an example Data Jam from several years ago. This student used a data set about precipitation from 1980 to 2010. She identified a data trend that the total precipitation has been steadily decreasing, but there is a lot of variation from year to year. This student was a dancer and wanted to include dance in her creative project to show that data trend. She took a series of photos where the height of her leg in a leg lift represented the amount of precipitation each year. 1 inch of her leg lift represented 1 centimeter of precipitation. To compete in the Data Jam competition, you'll first make a creative project and a trifold board. Second, the top projects from each class will advance to judging in the final competition. First place gets $300, second place gets $200, and third place gets $100. We'll also give prizes for honorable mentions and door prizes you can win just for making it to the competition. We'll be here to help by visiting your class several times. Between each class visit, you'll have instructions for pieces of the project to complete on your own. Your teacher will set the due date for your project. The competition will be held at the end of April at NMSU, and you and your family are invited to the awards ceremony the day after judging. Your first steps are to choose who you will work with and which data set you will use. You may work in groups of up to 3 students, or you may choose to work alone if you prefer. Your group must choose one of the given data sets collected by scientists at the Jornada. Note that you are not collecting your own data for the Desert Data Jam. All the information you need for your Data Jam project can be found on one of the colored papers in your folders. We call these the 2-pagers. Your first dataset option is about wildlife in 2 desert habitats, grasslands and shrublands. Scientists monitored wildlife activity in each habitat using motion detector cameras. Your next dataset option is about decomposition rates. In this study, scientists leave packets of leaf litter, or dead leaves, outside for years. Each year they collect some of the packets and weigh them to see how much matter remains. You can compare decomposition here in the desert to decomposition in Alaska and Costa Rica. The next dataset explores desert wind erosion, or dust emissions. On windy days, a lot of dust and sediment get blown up into the air. Dust collectors all over Las Cruces capture the dust and scientists weigh it each season. This dataset includes data from 4 middle schools in Las Cruces. The last dataset is about 2 different types of cattle grazing in the Chihuahuan Desert, Angus Hereford crossbreeds and Raramuri Criollo. Scientists put GPS tracking collars and thermometers on the cows and monitored their behavior and body temperatures as they moved around 2 pastures. They're trying to determine if one type of cow might be better able to avoid heat stress during hot summers in the Southwest. Your task right now is to choose your groups and your dataset. Record your choices by answering questions 1 and 2 in your Data Jam workbook. Welcome to Desert Data Jam! We can't wait to get started!